There's a saying that goes, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. While this is not actually true because you could miss 101 or 102 if you really wanted to, it's still a good advice for most things in life, especially when it comes to dating. But what if you're missing all the shots you take? Well, you might have to train your mind like a muscle. I was browsing the web for some new desktop wallpaper when I came across this meme. Me at 20 thinking with the right mindset, I can get any girl. The second image says, me at 30 realizing there are plenty of fish in the sea, but 99.9% of them are already taken. This is very funny, but I think both of these guys were kind of missing the point. And here's why. What we do know from science is that humans are capable of change. We can break old habits and form new ones. We can even change our body and our mind. If you work out regularly, you will get stronger over time. You might even add 10, 20 pounds of muscle onto your frame. That's a physical change that happens over time. But what about our minds? Well, they also change over time depending on what we feed them. But instead of getting bigger biceps, we get bigger thought patterns. Let me explain. When you look at someone attractive, how do you feel? Do you get nervous? Does your heart start beating faster? Do you feel a bit scared and self-conscious? These thoughts and feelings are the result of your brain making connections between past experiences and the person you see in front of you. For example, let's say you had a bad date recently. Your brain makes a connection between the current person you're looking at and that experience. As a result, you may feel anxious around this person. Your brain is essentially trying to protect you by triggering those emotions to prevent you from getting hurt again. The problem is when you let these brain patterns control you instead of the other way around. Think of it like a game of tug-of-war. If you pull on the rope, you'll move forward a little bit. If the other team pulls back, you'll fall back a little bit. But if you just stand there and don't pull on the rope at all, then you'll automatically lose the game. It's the same with your brain. If you allow negative thoughts to control you, you'll automatically fail at dating. But if you can change the way you think, then you can become irresistible to women. So let's go over 3 ways you can train your mind like a muscle. No. 1. Stop thinking like a victim. Do you blame others when things don't go your way? Are you always the victim in every situation? If so, then you need to stop right now. Blaming others and seeing yourself as a victim is a self-destructive pattern of thinking that prevents you from taking responsibility for your actions and learning from your mistakes. This leads to stagnation and a lack of personal growth. You might find yourself repeating the same mistakes over and over again without ever improving. For example, let's say you approach a woman and she rejects you. Instead of seeing yourself as the victim and feeling sorry for yourself, try to see the situation from her point of view. Why did she reject you? Was your body language too weak? Were you stuttering and nervous? Was your opening too long or boring? By taking responsibility for your actions and reflecting on what you could have done better, you'll be able to improve your game next time. And that is how you win more dates and get the girl you want. But don't just take my word for it. Let's check in with a couple of experts. It is impossible to live a free life unless you take responsibility for what you do. Blaming others keeps us stuck and unable to move forward. It prevents us from accepting ourselves and moving on. Mel Robbins, best-selling author of the 5-second rule. We cannot change anything unless we first change ourselves. The starting point of all transformations is self-transformation. Tony Robbins, best-selling author of Awaken the Giant Within. So remember, brothers, never let yourself be the victim. Take responsibility for your actions and learn from your mistakes. Only then can you truly grow and succeed in dating and in life. Now, before we move on to the next tip, I want to invite you to join our community. It is a great place to meet like-minded men who are also looking to improve themselves and their dating lives. The link is provided below. Now, 2. Start thinking in terms of growth. How often do you focus on the negative aspects of yourself? Do you dwell on your flaws and weaknesses? If so, then it's time to make a change. Focusing only on the negative aspects of yourself will only reinforce them in your mind. You'll end up creating a self-fulfilling prophecy where you constantly feel inadequate and unworthy. This can lead to low self-esteem and a lack of confidence, which are not traits that will help you succeed with women. Instead, you need to start thinking in terms of growth. Ask yourself questions like, how can I improve myself? Or what are my strengths and how can I use them to help others? When you start focusing on your positive qualities and how you can make a difference in the world, you'll feel more confident and attractive. Women love men who have a sense of purpose and direction in life. So start thinking in terms of growth and watch your dating life transform. Let us look at a few quotes from some experts to see what they have to say about this. Our ability to reflect on our own behavior, to evaluate our strengths and weaknesses, and to set goals for personal improvement are perhaps the keys to human progress and happiness. Daniel Gilbert, Nobel Prize-winning psychologist. Concentrate like a Roman. Brothers, everything you do in life is determined by your thoughts. Everything. The whole pitch of your life is determined by the character you have cultivated within yourself. Epictetus, Greek philosopher. So, brothers, stop focusing on the negative and start thinking positively. Ask yourself how you can improve and how you can make a difference in the world. When you do, you'll feel more confident and attractive to women. And that is how you win more dates and get the girl you want. And finally, number 3, train your brain with repetition. Our brains love patterns and repetition. If you do something over and over again, it will eventually become automatic. This is how we learn new skills, like riding a bike or playing an instrument. The same is true when it comes to changing the way you think. If you want to reprogram your brain to think more positively and confidently, you need to repeat a mantra over and over again until it becomes automatic. A mantra is simply a phrase or a sentence that you repeat to yourself. It could be something like, I am confident or I am worthy. Choose a mantra that is meaningful to you and repeat it every day. You can do this by writing it down, sticking it on your mirror, or setting it as your phone's lock screen. By repeating your mantra over and over again, you will eventually start to believe it. And that will change the way you think and feel. Let's see what some experts have to say about training your brain with repetition. The mind is everything. What you think you become. The mind is like a parachute. It only works when it's open. Gautama Buddha. We must use repetition with ourselves. We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. It is not something you do occasionally that makes you excellent. It is what you do consistently. Aristotle, Greek philosopher. So, brothers, don't be afraid to repeat a mantra over and over again until it becomes automatic. This is a powerful way to reprogram your brain and achieve success in dating and in life. In conclusion, brothers, you are the master of your own destiny. You have the power to change your thoughts and shape your future. Don't let negative thoughts and emotions control you. Instead, train your mind like a muscle by taking responsibility for your actions, focusing on the positive and repeating positive affirmations to yourself. When you do, you'll feel more confident and attractive to women. And that is how you win more dates and get the girl you want. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever struggled with negative thoughts or emotions? If so, how did you overcome them? Share your story in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.